I don't know how to start this. I feel very awkward right now.
Yeah.
Normally we just start talking and it's all fine.
Yeah, like we've all set up and everything. It isn't as organic.
Ooh. But yes, Aquaman. Aquaman is asked by... No, that's not a good way to explain it.
No. Starts off with telling us how his parents met and that he's king of Atlantis because he's the firstborn of the Queen of Atlantis.
Yeah.
But his father's from the land.
His mother goes missing because she has to return to Atlantis to stop them from trying to attack Arthur and his father.
Yep, and so while his mother's missing, some vizier from Atlantis trains Aquaman to be a warrior, and so through that training Aquaman then decides that he wants to help people and helps out some Russian submariners who get overtaken by pirates.
Led by Black Manta and his dad. Meanwhile, his brother Orm, who is taken over the throne of Atlantis, wants to war with the surface world because they keep polluting the oceans and killing all the whales and fish.
But to do this he needs to bring together all 7 clans of Atlantis.
Yeah, all the 7 kingdoms of the sea.
That's what they are.
Yes.
He then unleashes an attack, a warning to the land via a big tsunami pretty much.
Yeah.
That engulfs Aquaman while he's driving with his dad.
Yeah, but Mira turns up to help out and she's all like, you need to come to Atlantis so we can stop your brother. And they have to find a magical trident that belonged to the first king of Atlantis, I think, or the true king of Atlantis or something.
Something, I don't know.
And only with the power of that trident can he defeat his brother and stop him from destroying the surface.
There is so much in this movie.
There is so much in this movie. Just trying to break the plot down is so difficult.
Yeah. I think that's the plot though.
Yeah, that's about it. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good. There was nothing that you had to really think about too hard.
No.
And it was very aesthetically pleasing. It was very pretty.
Yeah, there was definitely a consistent color palette.
I did really enjoy all the colors that they used for the underwater stuff. I especially enjoyed Mira's dress.
The weird jellyfish kind of design thing. Yeah, no, that was really
cool. And how it was like lace, but it was like a luminescent lace.
Yeah. No, that was really cool.
And like when they were in the whale, they had all the glowing plankton and everything in the teeth. That was really cool. And like how all the coral lit up. It was just pretty. And I liked the fish car too. Although I don't understand how it works.
Aesthetically, it was all really good. I feel like they spent a lot of money making those like weird fish people costumes. You know, the above water armor. Yeah, no, I did like them. I liked all the costume designs. They managed to make a movie that looks crazy and comic booky. Just had these guys turn up in fucking Power Ranger armor, shooting lasers with their helmets filled with water so they can breathe on the surface. And at no point was anyone like, this is fucking stupid. Everyone just went, yep, this is normal.
And because it is all underwater, it gives it a nice fun twist.
It was nice though seeing a DC movie that wasn't afraid to be a comic book movie.
Yeah.
You know? It did feel like a movie I'd seen before.
Now that you say it, I feel that way too.
Yeah.
But before, I didn't even give it a second thought.
All those movies where it's like, evil brother wants the throne.
It was very much a typical... Here's a superhero movie. You know, like he had his dark background. He had his hero moment. He got the girl in the end.
Did we like them together?
No.
No?
No, I thought that was tacked on and silly and a bit cliched.
I could see them trying really hard, but they came across more like
best friends.
Yeah, like BFFs forever kind of vibes.
It felt a bit unnecessary at this juncture.
I wish they'd gone the route of like making it kind of an unspoken thing in this one, but setting it up for the next one. Yeah. I really wish they hadn't stopped in the middle of the battle to be like, let's make out.
Let's make out.
Because what?
So many people are dying. We need to stop the battle. Quick, kiss me. It felt tonally quite different to the other DC movies.
Yeah, it felt completely like in a completely different world, hey.
It's like day and night.
Yeah, it really is.
Especially compared to Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
He had his moments, like where it was quite dark and a bit gritty and all the rest of it.
He was still kind of a fun guy, even though he had his moments.
Yeah.
His moments felt earned. It's not just like he was being mopey for, you know, mopiness sake. He wasn't brooding because he needs to brood in order to be compelling. But it wasn't like in Justice League where it felt like they were like, well, he's the Hawaiian dude. We need to write him Hawaiian dude surfer bro dialogue. You know?
I think that's what you were expecting coming into this movie based on all the promo for it.
I really was. Because I have that poster of him doing like that.
The shaka.
Yeah, that thing. I saw that and I thought, oh fuck. He's gonna come out of this thing going, my man again.
My man!
But no, he didn't do that. He had a couple of times where he was like, alright, and I feel like they're trying to make that his catchphrase, which is
I didn't notice
I think I only picked up on it because in Justice League there's that one scene where he just goes, alright, when Superman turns up.
Yeah.
And it's such an awful moment of like, why was that there?
I just love it, like he goes and collects his trident, sees like this dead man's costume, and I was like, I'm gonna wear that.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, wait, the armor belongs to the king. Is he gonna steal a dead man's armor?
Like, I know that the skeleton like disintegrated.
Yeah.
But still, he was like, oh yeah?
I'm gonna put that on. I get it's obviously like the garb of the king.
Yeah.
But he didn't steal the guy's crown.
No!
He just stole the shirt and the pants. And, you know, I am amazed. Jason Momoa actually pulls that look off. Like the image of him wearing it, I remember thinking, like, this is either going to go one of two ways, where I'm going to get really used to seeing him wear it, and it's going to be great, or he's going to stand out like a sore thumb, and it's going to look terrible for the whole, like, for the rest of the movie. But in the movie, yeah, no. He totally, like, just blends in with it, hey? It's like, you just forget he's wearing orange and green coloring.
I was quite surprised by Nicole Kidman. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm like, why is she in a superhero movie? And then she sort of somehow pulled it off.
I enjoyed her action
Yeah,
scenes.
that's what I mean, like...
Mind you, the action scenes in this movie were just great to begin with.
Yeah, that's true.
James Wan can really direct an action movie, it seems.
Yeah.
Even, like, he had all those nice, like, one shots that didn't feel, like, out of place or, like, weirdly edited in.
Yeah.
The cutting and the editing of, like, the movements was all really fluid, I felt.
No, I definitely agreed. The action sequences were very good.
Yeah.
That villain, though, like, not the brother.
Yeah.
The pirate guy.
Black Manta.
I didn't like that. I didn't really like any part of that storyline. Especially not when he turned into what looked like a mantis. Like, he had a big bug head on him.
See, I did like him, but I felt very much like sequel baited by it, you know?
It was a lot.
The reason why I like the Mantis story more is because they gave him that motivation early on where it was like, you know, they show the death of Mantis' father and they show why he thinks Aquaman's responsible for that, which he basically is.
They gave you cause to feel sad when the father died as well, because, you know, you had that scene where he gave him the knife and they were like, my father gave this to me and then I'm giving it to you, and they have been able to work together as a family for 3 generations.
Yeah. And then to see that kind of taken away from him, you kind of get why he's gonna do what he does.
Yeah.
Like I said, it felt like sequel bait just because they gave him so much motivation and backstory in the first 20 minutes that when he turns up for like what is essentially the big video game boss battle, to the point where you pointed out they're playing video game music during the battle.
There were a couple of moments throughout all of the battles in this movie where I'm like, that is video game music, that is not a movie soundtrack. Too much synth, too much...
Yeah, but like when he turned up and was basically defeated, surely he should come back then because he's got all this technology that allows him to basically kill Aquaman.
Yeah.
But he doesn't come back at all, he's just defeated halfway through the movie. It's like you've basically turned him into the bad guy's, like, you know, obstacle that you have to overcome to get to the main bad guy. Even though they gave all, like, that motivation of the surface dwellers are destroying the sea, we have to fight back. I don't think they developed that beyond, I'm evil and have to destroy the surface kind of thing. There's that point where he just murders that one fish king and then is like...
Yes! That was so uncalled for. It was completely out of the blue. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is happening?
And then he's like, basically saying like, I'll kill everyone if you don't do as I say. It was a bit like, it's that cliche of just the bad guy going crazy for no reason. They seem like fine, and you're like, yeah, I can understand where you're coming from, and then out of nowhere, at the last 20 minutes, they're like, now I'm insane! And you're like, at what point did you make these life decisions? Yeah. It feels like he was set up to be a better villain than that. There was that line he said to Aquaman where he's like, I've spent my life blaming you for my mother's death, which I felt very much echoed Aquaman's own feelings about his mother's death. It's like, you both basically blame the same person for this. And I also thought it was interesting when, like, he says, I see you in person now, and though I've spent my life wanting to, like,
kill you.
Yeah, murder you. I'm really conflicted right now that I see you. They clearly wanted to build on that interesting relationship of, like, you're my brother, but I hate you, and, like, you're in my way of everything I want to achieve, but you're still my brother.
Like, I know that they wouldn't have killed him in the end, but I am so glad that they didn't kill him in the end. That leaves room for that relationship to develop a bit more, especially with the final words that he tells his brother, being like, when you're ready, we can talk. Yeah. No, I really like that. I do really think they needed to pick one or the other in terms of the bad guys. They needed to, like, split it, I think. But they couldn't do that, you know? They couldn't, because they're so intertwined. Yeah. Which is something that I liked about it, that they did try to make it cohesive and everything else. It does all go together really well. Yeah. I don't think that's the problem. Pacing's not an issue in this movie, which I'm really surprised, because there's so much exposition. There's so much exposition. And like, it starts off with like, this is how my parents met and how I was born. And then it goes into, here's a flashback about the Seven Kingdoms. Here's Volko teaching me all this stuff, and it just goes on like that. And then it's like, welcome to Atlantis. Let's explain how the city works. It's like, bah! I did get a bit confused with the whole Seven Kingdoms thing. But that could be because I wasn't paying enough attention. See, I got confused when they did, like, the montage being like, here are the Seven Kingdoms, because I thought, like, they showed the crab people, and then they showed the trench people, and I thought, are those the same people? I thought that they were. And then it turns out, no, those are two different people. I did quite like the hidden treasure map and everything else like that. That felt quite cute. I wish that there was a few more steps to it, just because I like that sort of thing. Yeah. But it would have dragged it out and it would have been unnecessary. See, I'm always conflicted about stuff like that, because I always look at it and I think, oh yeah, this is fun, I get it, you need to do like your quest, it's your typical like, go here, do this thing, now you need to do this thing to achieve this. And it's like, I get it, that's how you drive a story. But my brain is always just like, why don't you just say, yo, find it here at this place? There wasn't much depth, which I guess you can't really expect from an origin movie. I think they tried in parts, but it was very limited. It was very surface level depth. Yeah. I was quite happy to see that they did touch on a lot of social issues throughout the movie, especially regarding, like, single-use plastic. See, that's the thing with Orm, is it's kind of like, he's one of those villains who, if he were to just sit you down and tell you why he's doing what you're doing, you'd be like, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. It's just, why are you going about doing it this way, dude? Everyone in this movie is so abrasive. They're very gung-ho in the way that they're like, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do it. If you don't like it, I'm going to do it regardless. Yeah. I did like that he defeated the big evil fish monster just by talking to it, though. I did quite like that monster. Because it sounded so lonely when it was like, no mortal has talked to me. Which I feel like that's the theme throughout this. That's, you know, that surface level, you know, kind of depth I was talking about, you know? The surface level. Shallow as a teaspoon. Yeah, deep as piss in the toilet bowl. Yep. He's so quick to violence, when really he should just turn around and talk to these people first. Well, he does have that moment of realization on the boat. In that moment, he says something along the lines of, I'm always very quick to punch up, that's what I'm good at. Yeah, I'm a blunt instrument. Yeah. But then he realizes toward the end, no, I can get myself out of a lot more shit if I just turn around and say, hey, ease up, everybody. And it's what he should have done with Black Manta as well. Because that was... Really, he should have. Yeah. That's the whole point of that scene, is that, like,
I'm not going to help you because you don't show mercy to anyone, why should I show mercy to you? And just created more problems. So when really, if he'd helped them, he could have just, you know, stopped the whole thing there and there. But
then we wouldn't have had anything driving the plot.
No, exactly. But that's my point. If he just resolved everything with words instead of punching, everything would have been fine.
That's a good lesson to learn from a movie, I feel.
Yeah.
Just because you come from two different places doesn't mean that one's better or worse. They're just different. Like, that's another social issue that's brought up. That whole... You keep judging places when you don't know them.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
If I have one complaint, it's like, it's a lot all at once, but I think once it gets going, it gets going. And then it's a lot all again, you know?
Yeah. No, it's definitely a lot, but it's a lot. It's a good DC movie. It's a good superhero movie.
Yeah. It's
a good nothing movie, I feel.
It's an entertaining popcorn movie. I would be excited for an Aquaman sequel just because now the world is built.
Yes.
So we can go into the next one with him kind of being like, here's these problems that are going on, let's see if I can solve them. But no, I think it's good. Yeah.
I think it's good too.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Is this wrapped up, or do we want to give it like a rating?
I think that's wrapped up. Do we need a rating?
I don't think so.
I'd recommend it. That's my rating.
Yeah. It's a thumbs up.
We're